This trick, despite being one of the first tricks I ever learned, has for many years been the closer to my card routines, and you're about to learn it right now.
Open sesame!
For this trick, I'm actually going to try to read your mind through the screen. So first, make sure you memorize this selection. Could truly be any selection, and you could truly be here yourself. You could even shuffle the deck yourself. And what I'm going to try to do now is read your mind. So what I want you to first do is locate your card. Look closely at the screen and try to find your card amongst the cards. Okay, I'm just going to hold my hand over each side of the deck. So first, just think in your mind, is your card here, yes or no? Okay, I'm going to get a feel for that. Now this side, is your card on this side, yes or no? Okay, I'm going to make a call here. I'm going to eliminate this side's worth of cards. So I hope I'm on the right track here. There's some cards left here for me to eliminate. So let me just make a judgment call here and get a few cards out. Okay, let's see what we got. Now when I go through these cards, again, same thing applies. I want you to just think in your mind, yes or no, this is my card. And I'm going to try to read you. Okay. 3 of spades. Could it be the 3 of spades? 3 of spades, yes or no? Okay. King of diamonds. Is it the king of diamonds, yes or no? Could be. Okay. 5 of clubs. Is it the 5 of clubs? Guess we'll find out. 6 of clubs. Yes or no? Okay. And the 10 of diamonds. Is it the 10 of diamonds? Okay, I think I'm picking up on something, but I need to be sure. I need to know for sure if it's the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth card. So on the count of 3, I want you to actually mentally picture yourself sending me the card, okay? And if you were in person, you could hold these cards yourself, but I want you to just do it mentally from where you're sitting right now. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, send the card. Okay, I think something happened, but I'm still not sure. I still don't know what it is. But something feels different. Actually, let's see. We had 5 cards. What do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Do you see your card here anymore? It's gone? This is what I think happened. I think you sent it, but you didn't just mentally send it. I think you physically, magically sent it back into the deck. This is the Biddle Trick, a classic of magic. A lot of magic companies and folks like myself will teach it for free on their platforms. But anyway, how you do this trick, there's a few sleight of hand moves involved, but you're going to have a card selected. Now, you can have a card freely selected. And what you would do in that situation is, let's say they chose this card, you would want to control it to the bottom. So I teach multiple card controls on this channel. Just be sure to check them out in our playlists. But you need to control it to the bottom somehow, right? And by controlling it to the bottom, that allows you to peek the card. So in peeking the card, you can just pretend to maybe square up the deck and take a look at it, or you can dribble the cards. As long as they don't see that their card has been controlled to the bottom, there's many ways to peek. So again, you just control the card to the bottom in your favorite method. And I like the method of maybe you dribble the cards and you square them up and you peek the bottom card. Then make sure you shuffle it back in the middle, and then you can give it away to them to shuffle and you can move forward with the trick. Version number 2 of how to do that is you can just go ahead and force the card. Then you don't even have to peek it. So one way to force the card is to have it ready on the bottom or top. So let's say it's the 6 of diamonds on top is your force card. Cut it into the middle, keep a break on your pinky, riffle down. No matter where they say stop, just pick up at the pinky instead of the thumb, and then you will have that card forced. So regardless, the idea is that you're not going to actually have a card controlled for the next part of the trick. You're going to have a card peaked or pre-known. So whatever your way of getting into that situation is what you need to do in order to move forward with the trick. We'll get a fresh selection one last time. Let's say they've chosen the ace of hearts and you've either forced or peaked the ace of hearts. Then you can have them shuffle to their heart's content because you already know the card. So they'll shuffle, and then you're gonna dive into the presentation of body language or reading their mind. It's all about you guessing the card, right? And that is motivation for getting half of the deck discarded and put aside. So once you find where the ace of hearts is in this situation, so the ace of hearts is here near the lower part of the deck. So you can say, is your card more over here and you're watching them? Or is it more over here and you're watching them? And of course you make sure they can see it themselves. And then as if you're just kind of going off a hunch, you're gonna just eliminate the half that the card is not in. From there, you're continuing on the I'm trying to read you vibe. And when you see their card, you're gonna want to up jog a card a few cards before it. Then you go to their card and up jog it second. You want it to be the second card you up jog. Grab another, grab another, grab another. I'm just trying to do one card every few cards, and I try to throw a pretty good balance of colors there. So you get those cards out, and you're going to turn this part of the deck over so that you can hold them on top of the deck. And this is one of the secret moves that gets ready for the next part. You're going to deal this off, and again, it's as if you're trying to read them. Then you're going to deal off what you know is their selection, and you're going to keep a pinky break under it. Here's the secret move. As you go over to deal the next one off, you're going to load this onto the bottom of this packet. So you take the two of clubs, you grip the ace of hearts, you load the two of clubs down, you deal the two of clubs down, and you're already done with this part. You've loaded the ace of hearts face up here. So you want to be careful. It can be easy to flash, so just make sure you've loaded it flush, and you also don't want to flash too much of this here. So all together now, one more time, you've taken the ace of hearts off, you come over, you load it underneath and grip, and you're going to deal the two of clubs in a way where they don't see the six of spades underneath. So now in their mind, you have 3 cards, but you actually have 2, and you've loaded that other one there, right under their noses. Haha. And then you can continue with your acting. And it's important to not just rush through the next parts. It's like, oh, I've done the work. I'm good now. I'm just going to move forward. No, they don't know where you're going with it. So you need to present it straight. Each card could be their card in the presentation. So you're moving through each of them. And then when you're done, you're going to place this to the side on top of the rest of the cards, which loads the ace of hearts face up in the middle of the deck for later. So this is casual. You're not treating it like it's anything special, because these are the cards you've eliminated, right? So you don't want to accidentally flash still, but to the presentation, you need to make this casual. It's like, all right, get rid of those, whatever. And this is the focus. So you're going to go over here, and before you do the reveal that the card has vanished, you want to do one more casual convincer. Again, you're not making a big deal out of it in terms of how you treat it, but it bakes in psychologically that this is 5 cards, right? And when that's really important for the vanish. So you're going to do an Elmsley count. Now here's how I do it. This is the way I've been doing it for years from my youth. I think everybody has kind of their own different versions of what makes them comfortable. But the way I do it is in my subordinate hand in our dealer's grip, I'm going to peel back this way toward my thumb. So usually you would deal cards like this, right? But I'm going to peel it this way so that I can transfer to my dominant hand, and I'm going to start holding the cards at the bottom corner like this. And that's going to assist in the false count. And that's what an Elmsley count is. It's a false count. So I peel back, I take these cards and I deal, and I say 1. It's very similar to the illusion earlier. What we're creating the illusion of is that we're dealing off 5 cards into our hand. But what we do is we cycle through one of them one extra time. So I peel back, I go 1, and then instead of just dealing another card, I actually load this card as I go to deal the other card. So I load it, I take another card, and I say 2. Okay? So again, This is meant to replicate the illusion of it being just like 1, 2. That's what they think they're seeing. But you're going 1, loaded on bottom, 2, this is still just 1 card because you got rid of that one. So once you do that, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when done in motion, casually, smoothly, not too quickly, you'll get that knack for it. It really looks like you just dealt out 5 cards. So again, at speed, you're saying, ah, gosh, I'm trying to figure out if it's the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth card. How cool is that? You want them to actually try to mentally transmit the identity of their card to you. So that presentation sets it up to be about sending. So that will transition us for the surprise of this whole time you've been trying to guess the card, you're about to have the card appear in the deck. So by saying, I want you to like send me the card in your mind, send me the name of the card. Okay, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, send it. So you're saying those words of sending, and that way when you're kind of acting confused, like, I'm still not sure. Actually, look inside. You then have them deal out the cards. Well, what you can actually do is you can have them count it first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You get that hit that it's 1 card less. Then you can have them turn over and see their card's not there. And so that will thematically tie to, oh, I think you sent it, but I think you literally sent it into here, and you can reveal it there. Conversely, you can spread the deck face up so that you have a face down reveal, which kind of prolongs the final reveal moment even longer. The important things to remember are that you need to identify the identity of the card, present this as though you're trying to guess the card, eliminate the half that the card is not in, remove some cards, making their card the second card. You're gonna do that load onto the bottom of the packet. Make sure you're casual here where you're placing this down, but that you also don't flash. And then you're doing that false count into your subordinate hand. And take your time with this. You can even explain that it takes a minute, but that it's going to be worth it in the end. I heard a magician talk about that of if you have a little more mechanics and processing, you want this to be fun, entertaining, and that tension to be right and for it to not be boring. So you can even give the disclaimer at the beginning, like, hey, this takes some time. You can explain, I'm going to be trying to figure out your card. It'll take me a second, but I promise it'll be worth it in the end. Something like that. I believe I first learned this from Illusionist, and then I also learned a version from Theory 11 as they had a free tutorial for it. And I kind of presented it one way for a long time. And I was sort of dipping into the presentation you see now, but what fully moved me into this idea of like a mentalism trick turned magic trick is Alex Pandrea. And so full shout outs to him. He understands, I think, psychology and theory really well. And so I'm not sure if he came up with that presentation, but I very much affirm the value of it, which is that by pretending this is I'm gonna guess your card trick, you really surprise them when it's a transported card trick. Does that make sense? So this whole time, the explanation is, I'm gonna try to guess your card, I'm gonna read your body language maybe, I'm gonna read your mind. You're doing it in this is I'm guessing the card trick, and that allows the rug pull, the surprise of the transporting card to be even stronger. So shout out to Alex Pandrea. And so I definitely encourage, please, when I mention people, check them out. I want to share the love and the magic, and that's why I mention them. I love it as well because it kind of satisfies what you're telling your spectator is going to happen. Their card is found, but it's in a way they weren't expecting. And psychologically, I think that's really great when it comes to how you present magic. If you're able to satisfy the conditions of the game that you're kind of playing, but then you're able to still surprise them, I think that's what some of the best tricks do. So what do you think? What do you think of the Biddle Trick? What do you think of the fact that I've used this as a closer for years? Let me know what your closer is if you have one identified, or just what's your favorite sleight of hand card trick. Let me know, help each other out down there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.